Today I want to talk to you guys about closing a chapter. A part of my life when I was married, um, there was infidelity that happened that caused the relationship to go where it went. Um, Saying I forgave when it wasn't really meant uh, was fraudulent on me. I did anything to try to keep my family together, and it's still a somewhat of a pat on the back to myself for wanting to keep my family together. But see, I didn't understand the true meaning of forgiveness, and sometimes we tend to say we forgive, but we don't forget. We tend to bring up stuff. So going through, we tend to live life uh, getting into tons of relationships, getting with somebody and something doesn't go right, we hop on to the next person. I know I can't be the only one that feels this way, but when you're with somebody else and you constantly think of the last person you were with, you didn't close the chapter. You didn't forgive. And for that, you're doing the person that you're currently with the injustice, because the simple fact they don't fully have you like they would want to, because your mind is somewhere else. And that's what happened to me. And this is all experience. This is just not anything from a book or anything YouTube or Google. This is stuff that I currently went through. And then so when you're with somebody like that, it's unhealthy. You can't live in that. So again, in like my last video when I talked about free will, God gives us the free choice to do what we want to do. And for some odd reason, I would love to continuously throw myself out to get hurt, because it was all free will. I was like, let me test and see if I can make this work. Let me see if I could fix this. If I could love and fix this part that I'm doing. But see, on that other person, then they weren't willing to fix themselves, then it wasn't going to work anyway. So what I'm really expressing to a lot of people is close the chapter before moving on to somebody else, because it's not fair to drag somebody along for your pleasure, for your ride. If you like to go on several rides and have amusements and things of that sort, you go to an amusement park or something like that. Go ride some rides or something like that, but do not play with the human body and drag them along at your expense, because it's something you're going through. Everybody's going through something in this world, but it's not fair for the person that is damaged to go off in the world and create more damage. And that's what's wrong with the world today, is that we're not allowing ourselves to heal. Again, for me, it's hard because I was married on and off trying to fix something that couldn't be fixed for 7 to 8 years. So it was very difficult. But now that I've been in church strongly 4 years, allowing God to work in my life, I'm going on 6 years of being single. And like I said in my last video, it's not easy, but it is worth it. I promise you, it is worth it to allow God to work on you, to let Him fix some things in you that you have issues with, because we all have dark things in us. We all have, what do you call, insecurities. We all have desires. And until you allow God to work on you and get that fixed, then you need to stay to yourself. Don't go off into the world and play with somebody's feelings. I express this so much because I see it so much, and I see it even through social media. And it's not bashing anybody, to each his own. it's just like swapping spit with the whole group. I can't see myself doing anything like that. I can't see myself with this person and now hopping over to this person. And I mean, not to contradict myself, when I was hurt in my marriage and I felt like I wasn't the one, I did go out and venture. I was in my early 20s. I went out and ventured a lot. And it was like what you would call soul swapping, leaving a piece of me with a whole bunch of everybody and going home to feel empty, feel alone. So a part of my life, I felt like I deserved to be by myself. I deserved to be alone. Is what God is letting me know, that I wasn't alone in any of those moments. He just needed to work on me. He became selfish because of because of him wanting to work on me. I wasn't allowing him to do that. I kept making myself busy. I kept allowing myself to participate in different events to not deal with getting close to him. So it took me getting knocked down on my butt. And the next phase that I'm about to go into is that I didn't close the chapter with my kid's mom. So I hopped into another relationship knowing that I wasn't right. I didn't get a divorce. I didn't close that chapter. So I was like, the world, I could just move on and date without there being any consequences behind it. So I'm dating this person, and for the simple fact that I know it's not right, things kept going wrong. And I knew God was with me. I felt the warmth of it. I felt his protection. But see, dating that other person only caused so much chaos in my life to where I ended up in county jail. I felt like what my kid's mom couldn't finish what hurt me, this person that came into my life tried to do the same thing. I ended up in county jail to this person to leave me for nothing, pretty much, to where I couldn't see my kids for 4 months. And that really hurt me, but I felt God saying, now I have your attention. Now I have your attention. Let's break you down and let's start closing some chapters. So I no longer got to see the girl that I was with when I went to the county jail. She came up there to let me know that she was pretty much over and moved forward or whatnot. And my kid's mom was already moving forward, and Brent was sitting still. I wasn't jealous because I prayed for everything that I ever went through for forgiveness. I asked that those people that were wrong, that I was in the wrongdoing as well, to forgive me as I would want them to forgive me. So then God allowed some of these things to happen so he could get the best out of me. And those chapters ended up being closed. So as soon as I got out of county jail, my kid's mom was there to help. My ex-brother-in-law was there to help. But I asked God, I was like, if this marriage that I didn't close, if this marriage is not for me, show me. And so he kept revealing a lot of things to me. I kept trying to go to what was comfortable. I kept trying to put myself in a position to thinking this marriage is going to work. But I was subconsciously just wanting to be around my kids. So again, when revealed that it wasn't going to work anymore, God then showed us to the courthouse. And judge granted the divorce. So again, close chapters before moving on. Pray on all your situations before moving on. Do not find yourself getting with somebody because it feels right, because that's just the moment. The moment sometimes doesn't last forever in these situations, and you deserve much more than that. Right now, God knows my heart. God knows I want a forever marriage. He knows I want to last with somebody. somebody who will accept me for me, who will allow me to do these type of things, which would be to share what's on my heart and encourage others to do better. Because see, I was in a few relationships that were watering me down because my ideals weren't their ideals, and what I wanted to do wasn't pleasing to them, or it was stupid. So I stopped giving into my passions. I stopped having these ideals and desires to want to create anything because it was dumb, or I thought I was always going to be knocked down for wanting to do something, you know? So, closing chapters and doing things that is pleasing to God. Because I feel like when God put me through a lot of these situations, I wouldn't be able to sit here right now and be able to share this with anybody right now. I cannot share a testimony or tell somebody about a marriage if I never went through it. I can't tell somebody about being cheated on if it's never happened to me. I can't tell somebody about what it feels like to not be able to wake up and see your kids every day if I didn't go through it. So there's things in your life that you're going to go through, and it's all going to be for the greater good of God, for you to glorify Him through that. And I'm thankful that I was able to go through that so I could be able to share it, because He knew I was strong enough to go through it, because He was going to bring me out of it. He knew that once I came out of it, I was going to do what He wanted me to do, which is to know Him and make Him known out to the world. I'm currently on my way to work, so I just wanted to share this bit of information about closing the chapter. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and God bless you all. Peace.